What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Sports Talk on Tap podcast. We're here. You can find daily videos Monday through Friday covering all the four major sports leagues, whether that be Olympic men's basketball, the NBA, or MLB, NHL, NFL, games, news, highlights, all that fun stuff we're here to talk about. But obviously, the biggest thing in the basketball land, Nick, is Steph Curry just not being human in that final 230 to bury France. After France, to their credit, battled hard, and it was a 3-point game, and you thought maybe all the momentum's here. But then Steph Curry famously did the nighttime. He called the game, just, sleeping. And the U.S. team is gold medal champs, and overall, just a great one. Chef Curry to get his, a gold medal. LeBron obviously onto his resume. KD getting another. I mean, Kevin Durant, the face of USA men's basketball. Overall, this is a very exciting one. And even for some of the younger guys, the youngest guy here, my dog, Ant Edwards, just turned 23, getting his gold medal. Giving a little trash talk to Rudy mid-game. Love to see that. Two teammates going at it. Overall, though, it was very exciting. Obviously, the highlights, Steph Curry, these last two games, Nick, we called it. At some point, he was going to have his breakout because up until those last two games, he was averaging like 7 points, not great efficiency. And we're like, he's going to wake up. In that Serbia game, he for sure woke up. In this game, he ended France's dreams of gold in Paris and, had Wemby in some tears, rightfully so. All this way. But, they'll be back. But this was just a statement of the older guys still run the league. And, guys like Chef Curry are still, here. They're still top players in this league and top players in the world.
Right. Where would you put this team like on overalls? Because, I know that's what
this team,
about.
This team has it all. It has the superstars of Curry, obviously, LeBron, up there with Jordan, obviously, Kevin Durant, arguably just the best scorer of all time, and guys that just fit their role really well. Devin Booker was amazing from 3-point range, and was doing decent on defense as well. And then guys like Anthony Edwards coming off the bench, averaging 12 points at just 23. He brought that electric spark, they needed, and was also – there was one possession I was very impressed with at the end of the first half. He had Evan Fournier backing up all the way to, like, his, half-court line and made him take a half-court shot. And I was like, boy, like, these guys are just getting bodied out here. And overall, the team had a lot of the depth, the use, and they had the water boys as well. And, Tyrese, they had, JT was good at that for a couple of games. So I think they had it all. I would say this team. Yeah, there are some jokes that just went too far. But even I love that Tyrese was even a part of it. Nick, I don't know if you saw that post. When you do nothing on the group project and still get an A. And, that goes to really show how great this team was when Tyrese Haliburton, a guy that just led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, best player on that team, didn't even get really any run. But when he did, even in like the Brazil game or there was another game, I forget what team it was. He was in a couple threes. So, overall, they played very well together as a team. So I would give, this team probably, I think this is the greatest USA men's team of all time ever assembled.
Really? You put it over those, Jordan teams?
The Dream Team, the Redeem Team. Yep. That team. Wow. This team is better. This team is Steph Curry, two people in his face. He don't care. He's in that shit. LeBron is just able to do it all. And maybe it's my bias because Ant's on this team, but boy, I mean, this team was just so good, and I love this team. So this team, I think, was so fun. Just even their interactions, doing the stairs flicks. I don't know if any other team's done that. They just had some iconic moments, and just it was a special unit. And they had some close calls, but when times got tough, they always stayed consistent. Maybe their biggest disadvantage would be at the head coaching position. But, this team was special. And I think, They had all the right players, and versatility was a big thing. You could go if you wanted offense and 3-point shooting. Embiid in the group after the group stage really got into a rhythm against Brazil and even Serbia against Jokic. AD provides that defensive spark. Same with Bam, and Bam shooting some threes. So overall, this team had just so much depth. It was insane. And obviously, the dream team and redeem team do, but I trust this team in the clutch. And I think, just something special about them. Maybe, it's still that high of winning the gold, but, and having my guys on it. But, overall, very fun team and very exciting.
Like I said, after that Serbia game, that was the one time where I thought the USA had a chance to lose. Like if there was going to be a game they lost, it was that one. And then in this one, they just kind of rolled. I know it was an 11-point victory. I can't remember the exact final score, but like Wemby played good too. So he's, putting out on, you're seeing all the social media teams post how he fears for everybody in the future now. So, I mean, you can say what you want, brother.
But that shit's just so cringe to me.
Yeah, that's just kind of corny. If you ask me, I get.
And it's not Wemby's fault. It's just he says you better watch out. It's like I'm pretty sure the amount of time someone says we'll be back.
I get the Mamba mentality thing, but dude, you just
that shit. It's just so funny.
Be with your team. Your teammates are probably going through it right now. Be with them. Don't be saying how you fear for everybody in the future. That sounds kind of that sounds a little sketchy. But
I can just only imagine if Rudy Gobert said that, the amount of hate he would get.
He knows better. Rudy knows better.
Yeah. Rudy him and Embiid had a moment mid-game. Not sure what that was. But overall, once again, Rudy played more than he did the first two games. Still didn't get a lot of run, but when he was on the court, it seemed like France was always, I think he at least ended the game at a neutral 0. I feel like he was always in the positive because he was always just getting big offensive rebounds for him when he needed it. But overall, the French coach just didn't trust him, and maybe it was rightfully so because that Sabali guy was playing amazing again for France and really kept them in the game before Wemby kind of helped out at the end to really kind of push France. But just a lot of big three-pointers couldn't fall for them. Wemby's, a lot of them were falling short. Maybe that was just the grind of the Olympics getting to him. But, credit to the United States. They threw a lot of different looks at him. They even had guys like Jason Tatum on him, and Jason Tatum's defense is obviously going to provide a huge spark, to that, just given his length and size. But Nick, overall, how would you rate these Olympics and this team, as a whole? And, what were you maybe most satisfied with or disappointed with?
This team, I definitely put it up there as probably a top 3 Olympic team of all time, at least. I'm not going to jump on the greatest team of all time yet. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of documentary about this team. So
I'm really just saying that because Ant Edwards is on this team.
And I get that. I definitely get that. It's always fun seeing your guys win. I'm happy for the Celtics guys. I think they're the first trio to win a gold medal and a
Drew Holiday's done it twice where he's won the NBA championship and then won the gold medal.
Yeah, so that's very impressive. So when talking about disappointments, I guess I'll say I wish Tatum played more, but I'm not going to be one of those people that's just going to nonstop cry about it. They won the gold. He's going to get another chance to be on this team where he's probably going to be the starter because
that's what someone said. I have a question. Sorry to cut you off, but it really relates to this. Someone said when they were projecting, it was a sports article, when they were projecting the Olympic team in 2028, they were I don't think they don't think Tatum or Brown will be on it just because of the disrespect they felt this past year where Brown didn't even get an invite, and then Tatum sitting 2 games, even if it was matchup related, just because he just won the championship, was the best player on that team. So is there a disrespect thing? But I don't know if Tatum's a guy to hold grudges like that. And I think he's been, he was still posting stuff of the team winning. So, I think, to Tatum's credit, I think he was a good sport. And obviously, the internet trolls and, me just throwing a little joke, obviously, the water boy, he could have easily after the first game said I'm out, but, he wanted to stick with it and, provide some good defense on Wemby and Gobert when he needed to. So I think he played his role, but I just found that interesting. I don't think he's the guy. More so though, I could see Jaylen Brown not saying
I can see Jaylen Brown saying no, not just for the like FU factor, but also like Jaylen Brown has explicit or publicly shared his negative feelings towards Nike and just all the stuff that they do. So that could be another thing. People were maybe talking about how that's the reason he wasn't invited is because he's talked badly about Nike, so they don't want him wearing all their products if he's talked bad about it. But I don't think they're grudge holders in that sense. I think it would have to be other reasons, whether it's, do you think if Steve Kerr is still coaching, do you think Tatum then says no or no?
That could be, but they also projected Eric Spoelstra will be the next coach, where I think Tatum would say yeah, and I think
I feel like Spoelstra would definitely play Tatum a lot more and fit him in.
I feel like Spo and Tatum have that respect for each other.
Exactly.
And on the Eastern Conference, Eastern rivalry, that they've been to chances to go to the finals like 3 times in the last 5 years. So they have that mutual respect for each other, which I obviously get. And so I think if Spo plays, I think Tatum would even more. If Steve Kerr were to actually still be the coach, which I don't think, because I don't think Steph Curry will be on this team. I don't see the motivation for him to do it again.
Maybe LeBron will coach it. Maybe he'll be a player coach.
Yeah, then they're gonna what's it called? Then they're gonna and if they're losing to Serbia with 2 minutes left, he can try put on this jersey, just get out there. Maybe that'd be the move. LeBron at least assistant or something with this team. But with that being said, obviously very memorable for LeBron, KD, and Curry. And speaking of that,
I think they've got one more in them. I'm not even gonna lie. I think LeBron and KD are gonna try and close it out in LA.
That'd be crazy, but LeBron said he doesn't see himself playing in LA in 2028.
That's
but
true.
We'll see.
That is true.
Maybe KD. If because KD's game I think will age gracefully, and like I said, obviously him and Ant will want to play together at some point. So I think once he comes to Minnesota, even if he's like 39, I think he'll be ready to suit up for the Olympics.
Average 15 off the bench and then go into the Olympics and just take over.
Exactly. And then, with that being said, Nick, though, since you were on the Jaylen Brown Nike discussion, I feel like, it's something I want to bring up since one of my boys got attacked. Recent Olympic runner, Noah Lyles, has come out to attack my boy, Anthony Edwards, saying he was offended to even get invited to this event for Anthony Edwards, new shoe, questioning, why are you giving this guy this deal in his own signature shoe when this guy ain't been to an NBA Finals. And, I kind of took that personally.
Michael Jordan got the same thing.
Yeah. I kind of, took that. I took it personally just because this is my boy. This is my team. And that's my guy. And it's just, it's just I don't think, to be honest, maybe it's just because I'm not in the running. I had no idea who Noah Lyles was until the Olympics. And Anthony Edwards is just one of the best marketing people, just given his personality and his likability and just his athleticism, his unreal dunks and stuff. So even if he hasn't been to an NBA Finals yet, he just led his team to the Western Conference Finals at the age of 22. I don't know what you expect, and I get it. If you want your deal, make a case, but don't, be publicly, trying to bring someone else down just to make yourself feel better. Because, I feel like, my boy Ant would cook you in that 100-meter. Anthony Edwards, very confident in his abilities in ping pong. I feel like he's a do-it-all. So, I don't know. That was just so stupid. But I feel like I had to touch on it since we're on the
Well,
Olympic and shoes. I just don't like that disrespect going around my boy's name. So hopefully, Noah realized that the NBA and running track is, two different things. Especially, I feel like with Adidas and shoes, people are more into basketball shoes. Kind of what's the new thing. And obviously there are runners out there and that's a different target market. But, like I said, you don't got to bring, someone else down, blaming him for not making the Western Conference Finals, where your success is solely based on you and how fast you are. And that's a credit to you for, working, training hard and being super fast. But don't bring others down because, his teammates and, Anthony Edwards, I was critical, didn't play well in the first two games of the Western Conference Finals. But don't blame, a 22-year-old for not making the finals when it's a team sport. You're relying on coaching, 4 other dudes on the court with you at the same time, and sometimes 5 with guys off the bench when you're resting. So overall, just a kind of, like what you doing, man moment for Noah Lyles. Just, disappointed, but, whatever, because I know Ant's, just going to be living out gold this summer with the guys and having a blast. So, and be back right to the grind for the season. But, overall, just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on it too. I have two things to make because actually I just saw on my phone 11 minutes ago, Noah Lyles actually put out a tweet addressing this. But I'm going to just go off what you said.
Oh, yeah, read that.
Yeah, just real quick. I'm right alongside you. I don't know if we've ever seen an athlete slander his own country like this. And he's in that quote, he said, oh, I'm not hating, Ant is a great athlete. It's like, well, then, dude, why are you saying all this? Why?
Well, then what was the point of this whole tweet? What was the point?
Why do you feel the need? Why do you feel the need to bring down a 23-year-old kid who's just trying to play the game he loves? He never said a word about Noah Lyles ever. He's never said, Noah Lyles.
He's getting invited to the event. He's getting invited to his event. It's an open, being nice, and then.
Yeah, but I'll read the tweet that he posted.
Yeah, read the tweet because I haven't seen that, obviously, since we've obviously been recording for a while now.
Right. So 11 minutes ago, this was posted by Bleacher Report, but I have the tweet right here, Noah Lyles. Perfect. There's a rumor going around that I did not go to Ant Edwards' shoe release because he didn't deserve it. That is not the case. He definitely deserves his shoes. He's an amazing player. The problem was finding time based on my prior engagements. Congratulations on becoming an Olympic champion.
I say the switch up on this is so
he's trying
crazy.
to go back on his word. Is what that looks like.
Yeah, and that's where any Noah Lyles defenders who may be watching this, I mean, if you don't think that's a switch up, then you're just stupid. So I respect him.
He knows he was wrong.
Yeah, I respect him for coming out and kind of admitting maybe what I said was screwed up because he didn't find time. Then what was the point of the whole tweet before that where he's, calling out this and this lack of success in the NBA?
There's no reason to hate on Ant. There's no – I get, if you're not a fan and he, beat your team or something to be mad at him.
Yeah, if you're a Denver Nuggets fan.
You don't need to attack him and be like, oh, he's never won anything. He's not good. He shouldn't be getting a shoe. I should be getting a shoe. It's like, bro, first of all, nobody's going to wear track shoes, out in –
Yeah, like I said,
people will wear it. I've seen you
in the United States. It's just a much higher market, and the NBA is a much bigger market than professional track. And I respect professional track because I've tried running that shit hard. And obviously to do it at the Olympic level takes time, dedication, hard work, and it's a grind. But basketball is just the way it is. It's more marketable. Overall,
I just saw another thing real quick. It's just a little joking tweet, but I just saw another tweet or Instagram post from McDonald's France, and they jokingly posted they are removing their classic curry sauce from their menu. So
I respect it.
Curry has McDonald's France in absolute shame.
They have to. And also, while we're I respect that Curry moment won't be forgotten. Him in the Serbia game, him in the France game, boy, unreal, different stuff. And also shout out to the women's team. Beating France also in a 1-point game, so a lot closer, but they get done as well. But overall, just a great
Did you
Olympics.
catch the
to
end of
watch.
that? Like, did you catch what
I
happened
was
at
at
the
the gym, so I was trying to, but Wi-Fi was lagging. I
the
think
so
they hit
apparently,
what they thought was a 3, but it was a 2.
yeah,
It was
they France
KD
thought they
Brooklyn
tied the
Nets.
game, but her foot was on the line. It was pretty
Yep.
crazy.
KD Brooklyn Nets situation right there against the Bucks. But overall, very fun. Olympics, and obviously very fun just to see, Nick, your guys, the big Celtics trio, some of your favorite players watch and get their
Mhm.
golden knee. Similar Anthony Edwards and just other guys. I feel like he's formed that close bond. Obviously, with Kevin Durant, we knew all that, catching a lot from his idol in the game. LeBron, Curry, do what they do. Just see these guys interacting where, in the NBA, it's hard fought, physicality. You think none of these guys are friends, but deep down, these guys are all boys and, have each other's backs for at least 2 months when they're doing this Olympic grind. But overall, was very fun. And obviously, we'll be back with NBA coverage very shortly. But as always, make sure to like and subscribe and let us know, your biggest takeaways from the Olympic Games. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.